I, 24F, tested positive for the clam last week, even though I tested negative last year. I've only been with one person ever, my fiancé, 25M, of 3 years. Could there be some kind of mistake, or did he definitely cheat? Hey Reddit, I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. I posted in /r/romance about this when I first found out, but thought maybe you guys could give me some insight into it as well. Last month, my boyfriend of almost 3 years proposed to me and I happily said yes. Our relationship has been amazing from the start. He's treated me like a princess, we have very open and honest communication about anything, and I don't think he's ever hidden anything or lied to me about anything. We met in college and were semi-long distance for the first year or so of our relationship. We moved in together in July 2014. Right before that, in May 2014, I went to the gyno and had my first annual pap smear done. He's the only one I've ever slept with, or done anything with, so I never really felt the need to get them done before that. They tested for the clam and gono and everything came back negative. Hooray! Although I never thought I had any reason to be worried in the first place. Probably very naive of me to not make him get tested before we got together, but I didn't. I trusted him and honestly wasn't really aware that some STDs can linger with no symptoms. Fast forward to now. For the last year or so I've had no romance drive, which my gyno says is probably from my birth control, but romance has been painful for me for that time too. I thought it was probably because I had no libido, therefore causing me to not get aroused, and so maybe being dry was causing my pain. Well, it was affecting our relationship, and after switching birth controls and going off of it for a few months with no changes, I decided to get another annual pap smear and exam. I went on October 30th. I get a call last week and was shocked. I have the clam. How could this be? I tested negative for it last May and we are in a completely monogamous relationship. I know I have never ever cheated. So obviously devastated, I went to him, told him what I had and insisted he must have cheated. He immediately denied it, he was shocked, said there must be some kind of mistake, etc., but he swore up and down he never cheated. If it weren't for that negative test last year, I would just assume I had it this whole time and he had it before we started dating. But this is causing me to have so much doubt. We've had many serious and emotional conversations about this since I found out. We had an especially emotional conversation on Saturday night about it. I basically told him tests are black and white and he must have cheated, and I threatened to leave. I've never seen him so distraught. He was bawling, crying, telling me I would be making a huge mistake because he's been completely faithful and has never cheated on me. The test must be wrong, or last year's test must have been wrong. The conversation was so heavy and emotional that I truly in my heart feel like if he had cheated, he would have broke down and come clean about it right then and there. In fact, he even said he thought it would be easier to admit to cheating because at least then I would be able to make a decision. But he said he didn't, and he's not going to admit to something he didn't do. He still promises, swears on everything, etc., that he has never once cheated on me. I'm his world, he'd never do anything to jeopardize what we have, all of that. Is it stupid of me to trust him? Like I said, he's never given me a reason not to trust him. Ever. Our relationship has been amazing up until now. We're together all the time and rarely do things without each other. I don't even know when he would have cheated except one of the 2 or 3 times he went home to visit his parents for a couple days. I'm so confused and lost right now. I don't know what to do. He's going to get tested for everything tomorrow to confirm whether or not he has it, but in the meantime I've been going crazy. I talked to a couple different nurses at my doctor's office to see if false negatives or positives were possible, and both of them said they've never seen it happen. Basically telling me my finance is a cheater. I've read a lot of mixed things on the internet though about people in my similar situation. So I'm wondering, have any of you heard of, or experienced, a false negative or positive for these tests? It was the AITA test that they used both times, if that helps at all. Could it have been a lab screw-up of some kind? Literally anything but cheating. Too long didn't read. I just tested positive for the clam, but I tested negative for it last year. I've been with my fiancé for 3 years. I was a zero-time romancer before I met him, and he's the only person I've done anything romantic with. He swears on everything he never cheated on me. Is it possible that one of the tests could have been wrong, or any other possibilities aside from cheating?
Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out, thanks.
It is possible to have a false positive test. Have them test you again, then go from there. The clam can lie dormant in men and women for years and years without symptoms. Your boyfriend needs to get tested. It definitely doesn't mean he cheated. Caught my sister, 29F, continuing an affair months after my family thought it was over. Am I obligated to tell my brother-in-law, 29 meters? Throw away. My sister, 29F, and brother-in-law, 29 meters, have been together for about 10 years, married for 5. My sister has been having at least one if not multiple affairs on and off for the past couple of years. My brother-in-law knows about many of them and has given her as many second, third, fourth, etc. chances as she needs. If it was me, I would have left her a long time ago, but my Bill loves my sister to the stars and back, and I don't think he has it in him to leave her. In his eyes, she is the very best thing in his life. My family is all aware of their relationship problems. We all, including my Bill, thought she had finally ended her affair this summer. However, today I inadvertently saw a text on her phone that indicated, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that her affair is still happening. I am completely shocked and disappointed and not sure how to proceed. Now, here's my problem. My Bill and I are very close, and I know if the roles were reversed, I would want him to tell me if my so was having an affair. However, there have been multiple times in the past few years that I have been the one to catch my sister sending/receiving texts she shouldn't. I have told my Bill every single time, and every single time it results in the same thing. He gets upset, insists he's going to break it off with her, she cries and promises to change when he confronts her, and he takes her back. This has happened on numerous occasions, even though every time he says it's the last. Like I said, I do not believe he has the heart to leave her. He loves her too much. I recognize how unhealthy that is, and I have told him so, but I can't help him any more than he's willing to help himself. At this point, I believe that telling him would only cause him more heartache. He has made it clear through his actions that he's not leaving my sister over her infidelity, even though he always says he will, and I don't want to cause him undue pain by telling him that she's ignited another affair again. I don't foresee any positive outcome from me telling him. I don't think he will leave her. I don't even know if he will confront her. I think mostly it will just make him sad. But I still feel obligated to tell him. I think he has the right to know. I just don't want him to keep being hurt over and over again. My sister is not aware of the text I saw on her phone. She doesn't know I know. I'm planning on talking to her tonight, but I don't know if anything will come of it. Too long, didn't read. My brother-in-law has tacitly enabled my sister's multiple affairs in the past. We all thought she was finally being faithful, but today I inadvertently found out she is not. Should I tell him? When I worked in a women's shelter, they used to tell us that mistreated women will return to their harmful partner an average of 7 times before they have the courage to leave for good. 7 times is the average, meaning a lot of people return more times than that. Your poor Bill is the mistreated in this case. He may continue to return to your sister many times, but he deserves to know the truth so that he can make the decision for himself. Tell him. Maybe there's a small chance this will be the time he actually leaves. At the very least, if he's going to be foolish enough to stay yet again, he needs to know the truth instead of pretending everything is okay. Of course you tell him, you do your part as she brought him into your family. She is putting him at risk for STDs and all kinds of bullpoop. Once he has that info, it's up to him to decide what he wants to do with it.